Let's talk about Android 11. Let's go through. I pulled a couple articles, but the first article I'm going to go over is from Google officially and talking about how Android 11 beta is available today. As we shared with you last week, we postponed our beta release of Android 11 so that people could focus on important discussions about racial justice. So there was that Android 11 beta launch show. If you guys aren't familiar with it, they announced it a couple weeks ago and it was supposed to come out June 3rd, so last week. Today's release looks differently than originally planned. Instead of a live stream event, we're sharing a few videos and online resources to consume at your own pace when the time is right for you. I feel like that's a great move on Google's part here. We humbly thank those who are able to offer feedback on this release at this time. Your feedback is essential in building a helpful mobile platform for billions of people, developers, and manufacturers around the world. Read on to find out what's new in this year's release, Android 11. So focusing on people to make communication easier. I didn't go through this entire thing, but let me actually make the screen a little bigger just in case. Oh, wrong display. Just so you guys can catch it here. And if you see with like this GIF, you can see they're prioritizing the notifications. So when they scroll down here, you'll see Principal Tobin, and they give it priority, and you'll see it scroll up to the top. It's nice that they're giving you, Google or Android is giving you a little more flexibility in what you deem important. So it says here, see and respond to your ongoing conversations across your favorite apps in one place. And then with this GIF, so here it's taking advantage of these chat bubbles. So it's not my favorite thing, but again, it's an option for people who might want that, who find it important. To make communication easier and simpler on your phone, Android 11 will move all of your conversations across multiple messaging apps to a dedicated space in the notification section. Oh, that's pretty cool. This makes it easy to see, respond to, and manage your conversations all in one place. You can mark a conversation as priority to give it preference so you never miss an important message. These key conversations show up on your always on display and can even, quote, break through a do not disturb setting. I imagine it does that if you give it priority, I'm guessing. Maybe there are more granular settings to override the do not disturb. So like for me, right? The way I would use it is for priority, I would make my mom a priority, right? Especially if like she were to call me, because usually the only time my mom calls me is when it's an emergency. So I would always probably put her as a priority to, quote, break through a do not disturb. Android 11 also introduces bubbles, a new feature to help you respond and engage with important conversations without switching back and forth between your current task and the messaging app. You can open a bubble for your conversation right from the notification and multitask without missing a thing, which is a great thing. It's just, so these bubbles, these notification bubbles, it's reminiscent of Facebook Messenger, and I don't care for it. I guess for me, I don't prioritize text messages and stuff as highly as, well, almost anything. I just I don't really prioritize anything on my phone, because I feel like a lot of the stuff I can always get to later. Plus, I check my phone, a ton of times, but sometimes I'm so busy like editing or doing whatever that like I don't have time to really pick up my phone and have it be a distraction at this point. But again, I cannot knock it. It's nice that it's here for people who want to use it and want to take advantage of it. In addition, when you type using Gboard in Android 11, you'll get relevant and automatic suggestions for emoji and text. This is possible because of secure on-device intelligence that takes advantage of federated learning, and it works without Google ever seeing anything you type. New ways to control your connected devices and media. So I checked this out too, which is pretty cool. Anyway, you're going to get this screen, and this part here is for, I guess, other notifications. It shows like your credit card, and it shows, well, below it is your home automation. So you see turning on the floor lamp, it turns on here, also unlocking the front door. I'm just trying to, I'm wondering how this is. I think this is a not double tap. Double tap is, I'm thinking of Apple. Double tap here is to turn on the camera, but I don't know if that's holding it down once or whatever. Anyway, Android 11 makes it faster and easier to access and control your connected devices. As the world around us becomes more connected with ambient computing, Android 11 is helping you better manage all of your connected devices. You can now quickly access and control your smart devices in one place by, oh, okay, there we go, long pressing on the power button. So yeah, just long press, guys. Okay, adjusting the temperature, turning on the lights, or unlocking the front door can now be done with a tap without opening multiple apps. I think it's such a cool feature. But I live in the city and I live in apartments, and like we still have old school like intercom systems. So I don't have any of that. None of that is useful for me, but maybe for like, turning on the lights and stuff. Cause in my apartments, I ended up doing a couple smart home things, and I would control the lights or whatever. I wish I had it for locks. I think that would be a great feature, but I don't own a home, so I really can't take advantage of that. But again, it's nice to see here. Your device controls will show up alongside other things you need at the ready, like your payment methods or your boarding pass, which I think is pretty cool too. When we're flying again, we like to think of it as a quote pocket for your digital wallet, keys, and more, which is great. I guess in a way, it makes you sometimes you can just have your phone instead of keys, right? If you can unlock your door, you can just have your phone instead of your wallet. If you just need to pay for something, which I know a lot of us do at this point. We're also introducing new media controls in Android 11, making it quick and convenient to switch the device your audio or video content is playing on. It is now easier to bring your music with you from your headphones to speakers or even to your TV. So you can see here, even when you swipe down, right, and you get your notifications, you'll get, whatever's playing right now. This little section here is showing where it's playing on. And at first it's showing Pixel Buds, and then you can pick. So here it's picking the Nest Hub, or you can just have it play on your phone speaker. So again, it's giving you a lot more control, a lot more flexibility, and it's nice to see. Android 11 has even more granular controls for the most sensitive permissions. With one-time permissions, you can grant apps access to your microphone, camera, or location just that one time. The next time the app needs access to these sensors, it'll have to ask you for permission again. In addition, if you haven't used an app for an extended period of time, we will quote auto reset all of the permissions associated with that app and notify you of the same. That's great. I'm glad to see that. You can always choose to re-grant the app permissions the next time you open the app. Just real quick, this goes out to people who think that updates do not matter. This just proves that as Android 11 is out today, I get to put it on my Pixel 4. I don't get to put it on anything else that I own that's Android. I don't get to put it on my TCL 10 Pro. I don't get to put it on my Galaxy A71, my OnePlus 6T. There are people here who don't, not in here technically, but not in this chat, but I just mean people say updates aren't as, they're not a big deal. Nobody cares. Nobody notices them, but except for the tech people. But I think even though a lot of these things are behind the scenes, these updates are important to add extra security features, to have better flexibility in the UI, to make it easier for people who own these phones to, I don't know. I mean, we just went through just some of the basic updates on here for something like a screen recorder. Like, I don't know, to have that baked in, it's great. I think that's why these updates, that's why support over the years is really important for phones. Simply put, is we pay a lot of money for our phones. We should have we should have that money well spent, right? To buy a phone and know you might only have one update on it. Think of that Motorola Edge Plus, right? That was $1,000 that initially said it was only going to have one update. There is an inherent value with something like the Pixel. So sometimes we can talk about, hey, well, this price is better or this price is better. Sometimes there's a little more worth also when it comes to a phone because of its support and its longevity in its support and for its updates and its security. Keep that in mind in the future when you're spending money on a phone. it isn't the only thing that matters, but I just have to point that out. I think for people who want to, uh, you know, have a few choice words about updates not being important or nobody cares except tech people, um, you might be right. Some people who aren't techie don't care, but it's because they don't know either. And if if they were privy to it, if somebody who wasn't tech savvy sat here right now and listened to me explain all these extra things that you could get with your phone, and if I asked them, would you like to have that? I would assume most people would say yes. I don't think people would say, no, I don't want that. Who cares about that? Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like most people would say, yeah, why wouldn't I want that? How much does it cost? Oh, it's free with my phone for the next 3 years. Oh, that's cool. Like, I'll take it. Who would say no to that? So it says when you get a text, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, or another chat text notification, is this Telegram then as well? These will now show up in a dedicated conversation section at the top of the notification panel. Actually, this will be really interesting. That's something I'd like to do. So what I might do then is when I get Android 11, I will text myself. I'll enable notifications on Telegram and on Hangouts, and then maybe I don't have Facebook Messenger, but I don't know. Maybe I'll put all those together, text myself on all of them, and then see if they put it all in one window. For you guys who have it right now, try it out and let me know, because that would be cool to have everything all in one dedicated space. Not only will they be easier to read and discern from other notifications, but they'll also come with a few handy shortcuts, including the ability to set that conversation as a shortcut on your home screen, setting a reminder about the conversation, or turning that conversation into a dedicated chat bubble. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize, I thought it was just for Android messages, like I was just saying earlier in the stream. But the fact that they'll put it all together, I think is actually, that's pretty smart. Like, now that I see that, like, why hasn't someone done that in the past? So yeah, really great. That's an awesome feature. There's finally a built-in screen recorder. If you've ever used a phone from the likes of Samsung or OnePlus, you might have noticed that they have a built-in tool for recording the screen. So, the Pixel stock Android gets a lot of shit for this, and rightfully so. This is something that they should have implemented a while ago. The fact that iOS has it and stock Android doesn't is kind of a shame, and I don't know why it took so long. So yeah, this little screenshot here says start recording. While recording, Android system can capture any sensitive information that's visible on your screen or played on your device. This includes passwords, payment info, photos, messages, and audio. So you can also have it record audio on the mic and show touches on the screen, and you can toggle that on or off. So again, a little more granular control when it comes to that. Sorry, I meant to show you guys this. But what's also nice about this is, let's say, for example, I wanted to show someone how to, let's say, install or debug or use ADB or whatever on Android. Then I could use this screen recording feature and even turn on the audio for a mic, or for someone who doesn't have a mic, right? And wants to just use the mic on their phone, then they could do that while they're going, through certain things on the screen. I think that's a really handy feature. That's nice to see. How to get Android 11? You can do it, I guess, a number of ways, but the easiest way to do it, especially if you don't want to do if you don't want to like flash it yourself or sideload it yourself, is to opt into the Android beta program. If you're not familiar how to do this, just go to google.com/Android/beta. I'll say it again, google.com/Android/beta.